Hello and welcome to our second set of 100 words for IELTS speed vocabulary. 100 new words in under 30 minutes, and I will try to add sentences as well. So let's go. First word, abdicate. Abdicate. Abdicate is a verb, and it usually refers to giving up a position of power, originally used about kings or queens. In a sentence, you can say, he abdicated his power and did not manage the department anymore. Abhor. Abhor. Abhor is a verb. Abhor means to regard someone or something with disgust. It means I hate or detest. Sentence, I abhor smoking in public places. I hate it. Activism. Activism. Activism is a noun, refers to using direct and noticeable action to pursue and achieve a political or social result. Activism about climate change. Best example is Greta Thunberg, who is involved in activism to change people's minds about the climate. Adverse. Adverse. Adverse is an adjective. It means harmful, not favorable. Smoking has an adverse effect on your health. Alienate. Alienate. Alienate is a verb, and it means to make people hostile or unfriendly, or to transfer something such as a property by government act or decree. The property was alienated by government. Or people who smoke in public alienate those who abhor smoking. See how we can use these words in our daily talk? Belie. Belie. Belie is a verb, and it means to contradict or to run counter to something. Your action belies your words. When you say that you believe in climate change and that it should be stopped by activism, and yet you use a gas-fueled vehicle to travel around. Your actions belie your words. Bolster. Bolster. Bolster is a verb, and it means to support or strengthen something. A lot of people joined forces with Greta Thunberg to bolster her attempts at making people aware of climate change. Buffer. Buffer. Buffer is a noun, and it means something that acts as a shield or a shock absorber. The bodyguards surrounded the celebrity as a buffer against eager fans trying to touch the celebrity. Buffer. Bygone. Bygone. Bygone is an adjective, and it refers to the past. In bygone days, things used to be much simpler, perhaps. Candid. Candid. Candid is an adjective, and it means sincere, honest, and open. And I sincerely hope that you will subscribe to this channel, because I do believe that it has a value for you. Candid, sincere, honest, and open. Let me be candid with you. I really need people to subscribe to this channel to help to support it. So there we go. Castigate. Castigate. Castigate is a verb, and it means to punish someone in order to correct their behavior. Usually it is a verbal criticism. Do not touch the stove, it will burn you, castigated the mother. Or the mother castigated the child by telling her not to touch the hot stove. Clamor. Clamor. Clamor is a verb, and it is a loud noise, usually from a crowd, or a noisy sound of protest. When I am outside a rugby stadium, I can hear the clamor of the crowd inside as they are excited by the rugby game that they watch. Coalesce. Coalesce. Coalesce is a verb, and it means to come together to form a whole. Okay, if you look at some paintings, you can see how the paint coalesces to form a picture, perhaps. Next word, complacent. Ooh, and there's a spelling error on the slide. Complacent, there's an L between the P and the A. It's an adjective, and it means that you are too satisfied, which makes a person lazy. Concede. Concede. Concede is a verb, and it means to give up, to acknowledge, or to admit. Napoleon conceded defeat at the Battle of Waterloo. Concede. Next word, constrict. Constrict. Constrict is a verb, and it means to squeeze or to limit freedom. The new internet regulations constrict our free use of the medium. Conundrum. Conundrum. Conundrum is a noun, and it means a mystery or a riddle. I am really in a conundrum. I don't know what to do next. Counterproductive is our next word. Counterproductive. Counterproductive is an adjective, and it means something that prevents us from reaching our goals. For example, Greta Thunberg, oh shame, I use her too much as an example today, but Greta Thunberg's attempts at getting support from everybody were met by counterproductive measures when it became known that she used a commercial airplane to travel from one place to another. That was counterproductive. Perhaps not the best sentence, but you can do a better one. Debase. Debase. Debase is a verb. It means to do something that lowers one moral quality. If you steal money from a thief, it will debase you, even though you think that it's okay to steal from a thief. Don't fall into that trap. Don't debase yourself. Don't use drugs and therefore debase yourself. Deem. Deem. Deem is a verb, and it means to regard or consider something in a specific way. I deem this to be the best piece of music ever written. Next word, deference. Deference. Deference is a noun, and it refers to polite respect or out of respect for someone or something. In our society, we should show due deference to our elders and treat them with respect. Deride. Deride. Deride is a verb, and it means to scoff or to laugh at someone or something with contempt. I deride this attempt by the politicians to constrict our freedom even more. I laugh at it. I scoff at it. Digress. Digress. Digress is a verb, and it means to veer away or to stay astray from a topic when speaking or writing, intending to return to the topic. As I am making this video, I am looking out of a window and I look at the beautiful green ocean, but I digress. Let's get back to the video. Discerning. Discerning. Discerning is an adjective. It refers to good insight or judgment. You are a discerning customer because you know which are the best wines to purchase. E.g. E.g. is an abbreviation, but we use it a lot, even in speech. It comes from the Latin exempli gratia, and that means for example. E.g. means for example. Original words, exempli gratia. I like reading, e.g. Agatha Christie or William Shakespeare. Eclectic. Eclectic is an adjective, and it means drawing the best of things from a variety of different sources. We went into his apartment, and he showed us his eclectic collection of books, different books from different authors, different countries, different topics. An eclectic collection of books. Efficacy. Efficacy. Efficacy is a noun, and it means the ability of something to achieve the desired effect. The medicine shows a high level of efficacy. It means that the medicine is really effective in stopping the illness that it is intended to treat. Egregious. Egregious. Egregious is an adjective, and it means something is extremely bad. That was an egregious breach of the rules of conduct. You should not have smoked marijuana in front of your students. Bad teacher. That's egregious behavior, extremely bad behavior. Enhance. Enhance. Enhance is a verb, and it means to raise something to a better or higher value. If you subscribe to this video, if I have more subscribers, it will enhance my ability to make more videos and perhaps better quality videos. Erudite. Erudite. Erudite is an adjective, and it refers to a person or written piece that shows deep knowledge. We can talk about the speaker tonight is a very erudite speaker. He has a lot of wise things to tell us, or that was a very erudite book that you have written. Fallacious. Fallacious. Fallacious is an adjective, and it means something that contains a mistake in logic or something that is deceptive. People who try to convince you that the earth is flat use fallacious arguments. Fallacious arguments, something containing a mistake in logic already. Fidelity. Fidelity. Fidelity is a noun meaning faithfulness or loyalty, or it can also mean accurate sound or image reproduction. Fidelity. When I was young, it was my dream to own a hi-fi. Hi-fi was the short for high fidelity, means high level of sound reproduction. Foment. Foment. Foment is a verb, and it means to instigate people or to stir up emotions. The revolutionary leader tried to foment dissent among his followers, to instigate them, the stirring up emotions. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify is a verb which means to make something or someone stronger by strengthening some part. The joke usually is that somebody who does not have courage will fortify his or her courage by drinking a shot of alcohol to fortify yourself for what is coming. Frugal. Frugal. Frugal is an adjective, and it means somebody who does not waste money or something that is inexpensive or economical. Sentence, his living quarters were rather frugal. It only contained a bed and a table with a chair. Gawky. Gawky. Gawky is an adjective, and it is usually used to describe teenagers, still growing up. The body is getting bigger, so teenagers also usually skinny. And physically awkward, right? We can also imagine a young puppy dog looking a little bit gawky. So the gawky teenager looked ill at ease as he tried to sit down without knocking over the table. Just. Just. Just is a noun, and it refers to the main idea. I do not have time to read your entire email. Can you just give me the gist of it? Can you give me the main idea of your email? Gregarious. Gregarious. Gregarious is an adjective, and it is referring to a person who is sociable. Falstaff is one of the characters of Shakespeare. Falstaff was a jolly and gregarious character, person who easily could chat to strangers. Haven. Haven. Not to be confused with heaven. Haven is a noun, and it means a safe place. I find that my home is a haven where I can relax and feel at peace. Heterogeneous, heterogeneous. Heterogeneous is an adjective and it refers to something that has different types of elements. South Africa has a heterogeneous population. It means that South Africa is made up of people from many different races and cultures and even tribes. The opposite of heterogeneous is homogeneous. Homogeneous. Homogeneous is also an adverb that refers something that is the same throughout. Perhaps one could say that Japan has a very homogeneous population because more than 90% of the people who live in Japan are Japanese. Impair. Impair. Impair is a verb and it refers that it means that we weaken something, usually ability. If you drink too much, it will impair your ability to drive a car, or it will impair your ability to speak fluently. Implode. Implode. Implode is a verb and it means to explode inward. And it is usually used in the context of a person. He was so angry he nearly imploded. And I think we can imagine somebody getting so angry that they explode inward, right? Inasmuch. Inasmuch. Inasmuch is an adverb and it means to the extent that. Inasmuch as you have studied the whole of last night, it will influence your ability to do well in the exam today. Inchoate. Inchoate. Inchoate is an adjective and it means something that is not well developed or an ability or idea that is unorganized. Why do you come to me with such an inchoate proposal? I don't understand what you are trying to tell me, could be our sentence. Inconsequential. Inconsequential. Inconsequential is an adjective and it means something that is of no importance, not significant. Your feelings on this matter are inconsequential to me. We have no choice but to implement this new procedure, for example. Indifferent. Indifferent. Indifferent is an adjective and it means having no interest or not caring. The big oil companies are indifferent to the damage that they cause to our environment. Intrepid. Intrepid. Intrepid is an adjective and it means somebody who is without fear, somebody who is brave. If you have seen the Indiana Jones movies, we can call Indiana Jones an intrepid adventurer. Judicious. Judicious. Judicious is an adjective and it means being wise or sensible. Not drinking too much at a party would be the judicious course of action to take. Lament. Lament. Lament is a verb and it means to express grief or regret. When he thought about his young days, he lamented his lost youth, is the way we can use it in a sentence. Libertine. Libertine. Libertine is a noun and it refers to a person who is a free thinker, somebody who is morally unrestrained. I can think of an example such as the artist Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, I think, is somebody we can refer to as a libertine, or Madonna even, right? Somebody who is morally unrestrained, somebody who is a free thinker. Mendacious. Mendacious. Mendacious is an adjective and it refers to someone who makes a habit of lying or dishonesty. I don't like that politician because he or she is a very mendacious person. You cannot trust anything that they tell you. Mercurial. Mercurial. Mercurial is an adjective and it refers to a fickle person, somebody who changes their moods easily. Babies are usually very mercurial because they change their moods so easily and quickly. Mitigate. Mitigate. Mitigate is a verb and it means to make something such as pain or damage less severe. If you wear some plaster on your hand, it will mitigate the damage that was done when you broke your wrist, perhaps. Monotony. Monotony. Monotony is a noun and it means repetition or sameness to the point of boredom. If you can imagine the sound of a railway on the railroad, right? The clicking of the wheels, that is a very monotonous sound, a very repetition or sameness of the sound. That's why it's so easy to fall asleep on a train, perhaps. Mundane. Mundane. Mundane is an adjective and it refers to ordinary and common. This morning, I was occupied with the mundane task of washing the dishes. Nascent. Nascent. Nascent is an adjective which refers to something that is not yet fully developed. I am working on my nascent first textbook for IELTS students. Obsequious. Obsequious. Obsequious is an adjective and it refers to somebody who is servile, somebody who is a shallow flatterer. My colleague is a very obsequious person because he or she is always bringing little gifts to the boss and telling the boss how good they look. That's obsequious. Obstinate. Obstinate. Obstinate is an adjective and it means stubborn. I refuse to move, he said with an obstinate expression on his face. Stubborn, obstinate. Offhand. Offhand. Offhand is an adjective and it refers to something that is informal or done with no preparation or thought. I greeted her and she greeted me back in an offhand manner. Onerous. Onerous. Onerous is an adjective referring to something that is very oppressive or hard to endure. I find that when I have to fill in forms when I apply for something from a government department, I find that their paperwork is very onerous, very hard to endure. Partial. Partial. Partial is an adjective and it means to favor one thing or person above others. I am partial to Italian spaghetti. It means that I prefer to eat Italian spaghetti. Paucity. Paucity. Paucity is a noun and it refers to scarcity. There is a paucity of food in this drought-stricken area of the country. Penchant. Penchant. Penchant is a noun and it means liking. I have a penchant for good food and good wine. Permeate. Permeate. Permeate is a verb and it means to spread throughout an area. The air was permeated with the smell of her expensive perfume. Plausible. Plausible. Plausible is a noun referring to something that appears to be true. Your excuse that your car broke down, which made you late for the meeting, seems plausible to me. It means it appears to be true. Preamble. Preamble. Preamble is a noun and it means an introduction to some written piece. One of the most famous preambles in the world is the preamble to the United Nations Charter. Pristine. Pristine. Pristine is an adjective and it means something in a pure and uncorrupted state. The pristine waters of this lake are so clear that you can see the bottom of the lake. pristine, or pristine air. The pristine air is so good for your health. Prosaic. Prosaic is an adjective, and prosaic means ordinary. Just ordinary. Perhaps we can say, yes, it may be true that the moon landing was faked, but I believe there is a more prosaic explanation for it. In other words, they really did go to the moon. Quandary. Quandary. Quandary is a noun, and it refers to confusion about what to do. I am in a quandary. I don't know if I should go to my best friend's birthday party or my cousin's birthday party, which are both on the same day. Reap. Reap. Reap is a verb, and it means to harvest or gather. There is a saying that you reap what you sow. It means if you do bad things will happen to you. Replete. Replete. Replete is an adjective, and it means abundant supply. I went grocery shopping this morning, and now my kitchen is replete with all the resources that I need to cook a nice dinner. Salutation. Salutation is a noun, and it refers to an act of greeting or welcoming someone, or greeting someone in a letter. We usually talk about the letter having a salutation where we say, "Dear John," at the start of the letter. Rescind. Rescind is a verb, and it means to take back or to cancel. I rescind my permission for you to use my swimming pool because the last time you made the water so dirty. Restive. Restive. Restive is an adjective, and it refers to impatient, to be unwilling to be controlled by another. The crowd grew restive because they wanted to see their favorite singer. Rife. Rife is an adjective, and it means abundant. The fields are rife with yellow flowers in canola blooming season. Sagacious. Sagacious is an adjective, and it means someone or something who has wisdom and foresight. The old thinkers are very sagacious fellows because they always have something wise for us to learn. Savor. Savor is a verb. Savor means to appreciate something fully. I really savor an excellent wine. Sentient. Sentient. Sentient is an adjective, and it means conscious, capable of experiencing feeling. Research, scientific research, proves nowadays that an octopus is a sentient being. And you and I, as humans, are also sentient beings, capable of emotion. Slew. Slew is a noun, and it means a large number. There's a whole slew of soldiers waiting for orders. Spartan. Spartan is an adjective, and it means austere or frugal or living simply. His frugal bedroom is testament to his Spartan lifestyle. Status quo. Status quo is an adjective, and it means the situation or condition as it exists in a point in time. I don't think we should change our behavior. We should keep or maintain the status quo. Substantiate. Substantiate. Substantiate is a verb which means use evidence or proof to support a claim. Here is a photo of my broken down vehicle to substantiate my claim that I am late due to a broken car. Taciturn. Taciturn is an adjective. Taciturn means somebody who does not talk much when in the company of others. My best friend is a great guy, but he can get very taciturn at a party. Timely. Timely is an adjective referring to something that happens at a suitable time. We will drink coffee in a timely manner. Timorous. Timorous is an adjective, and it means fearful. That animal is very timorous and does not show its face easily to strangers. Torrid. Torrid is an adjective meaning passionate, hot, and burning. We usually talk about a torrid love affair, like the torrid love affair between Romeo and Juliet. Trifling. Trifling. Trifling is an adjective, and it means something that is not very important at all. You don't need to bother me with such trifling matters as when the house should be cleaned. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous is an adjective meaning everywhere at the same time. Nowadays, reports about global warming are ubiquitous in the media. Underscore, underscore, underscore is a verb. It means to emphasize. Let me underscore the importance of you having to practice your English on a daily basis. Unequivocal, unequivocal, unequivocal. Unequivocal is an adjective. It refers to something without any doubt, having only one possible meaning. My instructions to you are unequivocal. Practice English every day, then you will get better. Unseemly. Unseemly. Unseemly is an adjective. It means somebody who is not polite or in bad taste. It is very unseemly to arrive at a formal dinner party wearing a t-shirt and short pants. Vacillate. Vacillate. Vacillate is a verb. It means to be indecisive. I am vacillating between attending a party or going to a sports game. Venerate. Venerate. Venerate is a verb, and it means to regard someone or something with deep respect. Albert Einstein is venerated throughout the world for his great scientific contributions. Verbose. Verbose. Verbose is an adjective, and it simply means using too many words. He is such a verbose fellow, he can't stop talking. Vituperate. Vituperate. Vituperate is a verb meaning to abuse someone verbally or give harsh criticism. Warranted. Warranted. Warranted is an adjective and it means justified or authorized. If you want to punish your child for breaking the rules, you will be warranted in your decision to do so. Whereas. Whereas is a conjunction. It means considering that or on the contrary. I love walking in cold weather, whereas my mother loves hot weather. Zeal. Zeal. Zeal is a noun and it means great enthusiasm for a cause. Greta Thunberg has great zeal for her cause of environmental affairs. Zenith. Zenith. Zenith is a noun. It's a high point, and when this video is at its zenith, we can stop it. That's the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching to the end. Please remember to subscribe if you find this helpful. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.